Broadcasting live from the Meridics via OBS Studio Broadcast Center at Centennial Sportsplex. This is GNASH Hockey on the Middle Tennessee Sports Network. Happy Veterans Day. Welcome to Week 9 of the 2024-2025 GNASH regular season. We got a doubleheader tonight, early evening doubleheader. First up, the Rutherford Rampage and the Tennessee Outlaws, the two teams 8th and 9th in the current GNASH standings. Rutherford sitting in the last Predators Cup spot, and this is a big game, especially for the Outlaws. It's a big game for everyone immediately, not just the Outlaws, but everyone immediately chasing the Rampage. Father Ryan, Centennial, and Brentwood all hoping tonight for an Outlaws win, because if the Rampage end up winning, it might get bad. That might be it. That could very well be it in the chase for the last Predators Cup spot. Then we've got Hendersonville Beach Lawson, second place in the league, taking on the Irish. That's a big game for Father Ryan. And it's a big game for Hendersonville, giving them a chance to put a couple more points in the bank towards their own Predators Cup spot. So we got a couple of big ones tonight in the race for the top two, or a race for the top 8, and a place in the Predators Cup. Let's go over the scores from last week, as we always do to open things up. Last Monday, Ravenwood beat JP2MLK 8-4. Centennial FRA beat Mount Juliet Wilson Central Green Hill 5-3. Montgomery Bell beat Brentwood 9-0. And Ensworth-Nolensville Lipscomb beat Franklin 3-0. On Wednesday, Father Ryan beat the Montgomery County Rangers 6-0. Ensworth-Nolensville Lipscomb beat Hendersonville Beach Lawson 3-0. Tennessee Outlaws and Station Camp Liberty Creek finished in a 2-2 tie. And then on Thursday, Rutherford Rampage beat Brentwood 9-2. So here are the standings. Coming into tonight, Ensworth-Nolensville Lipscomb leading with a perfect record of 8 wins, no losses, no ties. Hendersonville Beach Lawson in second at 6-2-1. Ravenwood in third at 6-1. Franklin in fourth at 6-2. Montgomery Bell in fifth at 5-2-1. Summit Page and JP2MLK both at 5-2. You got the Rampage all alone in eighth at 4-5. Outlaws at 3-3-1. Centennial FRA at 3-4, Father Ryan 2-4-1, Brentwood 2-5-1, Station Camp Liberty Creek 1-5-2, Independence BA USN Nashville Christian 1-5-1, Mount Juliet Wilson Central Green Hill 0-7-2, and the Montgomery County Rangers are 0-8. Again, Mount Juliet and Montgomery County have both been eliminated from contention for the GNASH Cup regular season championship, and one more could be knocked out tonight. Here is the schedule for this evening. Coming up in a few minutes here on Rink A at Centennial. The Rampage taking on the Outlaws. 7:05 here on Rink A. Hendersonville against Father Ryan. Our pregame will start at 7. 7:40 over on Rink B. Centennial FRA taking on Montgomery Bell. 8:30 on the Terry Crisp rink in Bellevue. Franklin taking on Mount Juliet Wilson Central Green Hill. It is senior night for the Admirals. The first senior night ceremony of the season. The next one won't be until 3 weeks from tonight, December 2nd for Centennial. But, yeah, Franklin holding the first senior night ceremony of the season. And then 8:35 here on Rink A at Centennial. Station Camp Liberty Creek taking on Brentwood. If Brentwood win that game, then Station Camp Liberty Creek are officially eliminated from contention for the GNASH Cup regular season championship. Both teams making their way onto the bench. As the Zamboni has already done its duty, and we got an Outlaws player that's not wearing a jersey tonight. Great. Great, great, great. All right, let me just check something real quick, folks. All right, first we're going to talk about the Rutherford Rampage, coached by Mike Jones, 4-5 coming into tonight. As we look at I keep clicking on the wrong thing. Let's look at their last 5 games coming into tonight. Last 5 games dating back to October 21st when they beat Mount Juliet Wilson Central Green Hill 7-3. Then October 24th they beat Centennial FRA 7-5. October 28th they lost 6-1 to Ensworth Owensville Lipscomb. October 30th they lost 3-0 to the Rutherford Rampage. And then last Thursday they beat Brentwood 9-2. Now normally I would go over the stats for the Rampage, but the stats on the GNASH website are incorrect. Mike Jones likes to keep his own stats and give me a sheet, but he is not here today due to another obligation. So I'm not going over the Rampage's stats because I know they're not accurate on the website. Let's talk about the Tennessee Outlaws, coached by Chris Deming, 3-3-1 coming into tonight. 1 point outside the top 8 as we go over the results of their last 5 games. Dating back to October 10th, 4-1 loss to Father Ryan. Then the 2-0 win over Ravenwood on October 17th. 2-1 loss to Hendersonville Beach Lawson on October 23rd. 12-2 win over the Montgomery County Rangers on October 30th. And then the 2-2 tie with Station Camp Liberty Creek last Wednesday. Now, I am going to go over their stats, even though they may not be accurate. Dalton Alejandro, the team's leading scorer, 7 points from 3 goals and 4 assists. Clive Keeler and Josh Kuehn each have 6 points from 4 goals and 2 assists. A.J. Malloy, 5 points from 4 goals and an assist. Logan Wood, 5 points from 2 goals and 3 assists. Jackson McKnight, 3 points from 2 goals and an assist. Cam Miles and Cody Skelton each with 2 points from a goal and an assist. James Daniel and Malachi Hogan each with 2 points from assists. Mark White and Nico Pulley each with a point from a goal. And Jackson Collins, Elsa Anderson, and Jack Resty each have a point from an assist. Let's move on to goalie play. Dawson Reynolds has played in 3 games, all of which the Outlaws won, so his record 3-0. He's played 126 minutes, goals against average of .71. 2 shutouts. He's allowed 2 goals and 70 shots, turned away the other 68. His save percentage in the regular season so far is .971. Justin Yanuchili has played in 4 games. All of them were starts. His record 0-3-1. He's played 162 minutes, goals against average of 3.06. No shutouts. He's allowed 11 goals on 145 shots, stopped the other 134. His save percentage in the regular season so far is .924. That might be James Daniel wearing a blank practice sweater because he's got a number 2 in his. No, James Daniel is wearing his jersey. James Daniel is wearing his sweater. Ready to go with the start of this one. Dawson Reynolds going to start in goal for the Outlaws. And Jackson Wilson Jackson Wilson going to start in goal for the Rampage for this first period. Outlaws will carry the puck from my left to right. Rampage from my right to left. And the game is underway. And the Rampage chipped the puck deep into the Outlaw zone off the draw. Bob Cobb sending it around the boards to the near side. Cooper Fiesel is it taken away. Dalton Alejandro on a breakaway, racing to the Rampage net. A shot stopped by Jackson Wilson. Alejandro steals the puck, gets a breakaway under 20 seconds in, and Wilson makes the save. Puck back in the Outlaws zone. Logan Wood clears it. Now William Haynes will bring it back into the right wing side. Stops. Passes off Eddie Mays, and it knocked off his stick by Cobb. Picked up by Malachi Hogan. Cleared out. Puck on the near side. And here's Logan Wood back in the Rampage zone, having the puck taken away. It's cleared out. Benjamin Kelly off the bench. Sending it up the near side, and Harry Seegers trying to flick it back into the Outlaws zone, redirects it into the Outlaws bench, and that stops the clock with 63 seconds gone. Draw's going to be on the dot in front of the Outlaw bench. Oh, it's okay. It is Jackson McKnight. It is Jackson McKnight wearing that blank sweater because they have taped they've used orange tape to put a 45 on his back. Outlaws win the draw, get it into the Rampage zone. McKnight behind the net. Coming around to the far side boards. Try to pass the slot, it's intercepted. Cleared out by the Rampage, Harry Seegers. Banks it off the near boards into the Outlaw zone, it's behind the net. Josh Wolf picks it up, trying to put it in front for Kelvin McClendon, but Jackson McKnight comes in, swoops the puck away, passes it up the near side. Clive Keeler tried to drop it back at center, had it knocked away, and then he swipes it away from Tellez. Keeler, right wing side of the Rampage zone, a shot stopped by Wilson. Rebound, score! Keeler's shot was stopped by Wilson, but he failed to cover the right-hand side of the net, and it is Josh Kuehn backhanding the puck in to give the Outlaws a 1-0 lead with 12:22 to go in the first. Puck deep in the Rampage zone off the draw. They get it out. Mason Matthews, who had the hat trick on Thursday night against Brentwood, having it taken away at center. Here's Jackson McKnight, left wing side of the Rampage zone, falls down. Puck sent around the far side boards. Tucker Wilhelm trying to bring it out, had it knocked away. McKnight with it. Tried to pass the slot, intercepted. Rampage desperately trying to get it out. Outlaws keeping it in. It's on the far side boards. Keeler with it. Around the back of the net. Backhanded to the slot. A shot from A.J. Malloy. Missed the net to the left of Wilson. It may have been deflected. Puck drifts over the blue line and out. Mason Matthews tried to take it. A.J. Malloy with a bump. And the puck goes back in the Rampage zone, but it's touched up offside. I guess somebody failed to clear the zone before Malloy touched it. 11:27 to go in the first. 1-0 Outlaws. Draw is on the dot across from the Rampage bench at center. Rampage win the draw. William Haynes. Backhitting it over to the far side. Eddie Mays had it knocked off his stick. Comes back to Haynes. Sends it up the far side. Dylan Welch deflects it into the Outlaws zone, but the Outlaws clear it out. Here's Welch taking it back at center. Having trouble trying to keep the puck in his stick as he was going towards the Outlaw blue line. Now the puck is back in the Outlaw zone. Cooper Fiesel knocking it away. Knocking it away from Dylan Poe, and it was kept alive at the left point by Welch. Now the puck's in the right wing corner. Mays trying to find space. Goes below the goal line, around the back of the net. Backhands it out to the left point. Here's Welch. Passing down the left wing, Mays. Mays going out towards the blue line. He backhands it down the right wing to Cooper Fiesel. Fiesel with a shot. It would have missed the net. But Reynolds gloves and hangs on to it just to be safe. 10:28 left in the first, 1-0. Outlaws. That's the Rampage's first shot on goal. Even though it really shouldn't be a shot on goal, it would have hit the outside netting if Reynolds hadn't reached out for it. It would not have gone in. Draws to Reynolds' left. It's won by the Outlaws. And cleared out to center. Eddie Mays grabs it. Got to wait for it. William Haynes to get back on side. Puck will be brought back into the right wing side by Dylan Welch. Welch takes a shot. Stopped by Reynolds with a right leg pad. Now Welch behind the net. Chases the puck over to the right wing corner. Now it's behind the net for Fiesel. Puck coming up the wall. Fiesel out on the right wing side. Passes up to the right point. And Mays passes back down Fiesel. Back to Mays. It takes a shot in the right circle that just missed the net to the right of Reynolds. And the puck is cleared out by the Outlaws. And it's going to be an icing. It's cleared out by Elijah Freeman. 9:44 to go in the first. Still 1-0 Outlaws. Draw is going to be to the right of Reynolds. Draw one by the Outlaws. Puck coming around to the far boards. That's coming around to the near side. Dalton Alejandro, who had that breakaway just under 20 seconds in that Jackson Wilson stopped, helping to get the puck out. Oh, we get a whistle because the puck may have deflected off of Justin Yanuchili leaning over the boards from the Outlaw bench as the Outlaws were trying to clear it out, so they're going to drop it to the right of Reynolds again. Battle for the puck off the draw. Here's Alejandro grabbing it for the Outlaws. Alejandro stops behind his own net. Harry Seegers the fourth trying to poke it away. Here's Bob Cobb. Knocking it around to the near side. Logan Wood will pass it ahead. And here's Malachi Hogan, right wing side of the Rampage zone, trying to pass it off. But Ethan Daly came in quick. Broke up that pass. But then the Rampage turned it over, still inside the zone. Here's Hogan getting knocked into the right wing corner boards, drawing a penalty. Daly came in on the hit. I'm sorry, it's Nick Hansen. Nick Hansen was the one who broke up that pass attempt by Hogan, and then he's the one delivering the hit. And I don't know what the signal is. Ref never gave a signal. The Outlaws are on the power play up 1-0 with 8:53 to go in the first. One by the Outlaws. Dalton Alejandro moving along the blue line. His shot off the stick of William Haynes into the netting above the glass. I'm going to pull up the live box score here. And draw is going to be to the left of Jackson Wilson. One by the Outlaws. Alejandro right point. Pass across, one-timer for McKnight. I think Wilson made the save or he missed. Maybe he just missed as the Rampage get a hold of it and clear it down ice. On goal, Dawson Reynolds having to make the stop. And the Outlaws end up carrying the puck offside into the Rampage zone. 90 seconds left of the power play. 8:24 to go in the first, still 1-0 Outlaws. And charging was the call against Nick Hansen. Draw is right at center. Rampage won it, but quickly taken by the Outlaws. Clive Keeler, right wing side of the Rampage zone, sending it back to the blue line. Jackson McKnight had it knocked off his stick. And it's cleared out. Now it's back in the Outlaws zone. James Daniel backhanding it over to the far side, and Alejandro sent back into the Outlaws zone by Josh Wolf. And now it's back in the Rampage zone coming towards the net, and Jackson Wilson decides to cover it up. Under a minute left in the power play for the Outlaws, 57 seconds to be exact. 7:51 to go on the first, 1-0 Tennessee. Draw is going to be to the left of Jackson Wilson again. Outlaws with it. Pass to the slot. Now past the blue line. Oh, Benjamin Kelly had to go off his stick and his skates and get away from him. It's still inside the zone. Pass to the slot again. Now Logan Wood in the left circle. Sent up to the blue line. Camden Miles passes back down the left wing to Wood. Wood takes a shot in the bottom of the left circle. Stopped and held onto by Wilson. Draw will be to Wilson's right. Won by the Outlaws. Puck back into the inboards by Camden Miles. 30 seconds left in the power play for the Outlaws. Now the puck over on the far side is A.J. Malloy and Logan Wood run into each other and fall down, and that allows the Rampage to clear the puck down ice. Reynolds stopping behind his own net. He'll send it to the near side. Picked up by Wood. Wood brings it back to center. Logan Wood. Right wing side of the Rampage zone. Around the back of the net. Passes out top of the left circle. Camden Miles shot missed the net to the right of Wilson. Penalty time against the Rampages up there back at even strength. Here's the Outlaws with a chance down low and a backhanded try, I think, from Malloy. Had to be turned away at the left-hand side of the net by Wilson. There's a shot from Wood going to the slot. Stopped and held onto by Wilson. 6:34 to go in the first. Still 1-0 Outlaws. Draws to the left of Wilson. Won by the Outlaws. There's a shot from the left point over the net. That came from Dylan Poe. Puck out on the far side of the Rampage zone, and it's cleared out. James Daniel waiting for his teammates to get back on side. Flips it through the air, back deep into the Rampage zone. Elijah Freeman trying to put it in front. Puck coming out towards the blue line. Here's Daniel. Daniel shot in the left circle, blocked. And it ends up going out of play. 6:03 to go in the first. Still 1-0 Outlaws. Draw to the right of Wilson. Won by the Rampage. They get it out of the zone. Oh, but Cooper Fiesel had the puck go off his skates. At center, William Haynes gains control. Shoots it on goal from center. Reynolds having to turn it away. Puck out in the right wing corner of the Outlaw zone. Coming up to the blue line, held into the right point. Cody Jones past the slot, misses the stick of Cooper Fiesel, who had nobody in front of him, nobody in between him and Reynolds. Puck out on the far side. Anna Markova trying to clear it out. Held in the right point and fired back down deep by Jones. Here is Haynes trying to backhand it out in front. Was slowed up by the stick of Poe. Daniel now banking it off the far boards. Markova clears it out. Sent back into the zone by Jones towards the net. Reynolds had to put the stick down. And now here's Elijah Freeman clearing it out on the near side, but the Rampage got it back. Puck out on the far side at center. Freeman gives it right to Elijah Freeman, trying to drop it back to his defenseman in the zone. And now here's Haynes, top of the left circle shot, hit the skate, hit the back of Logan Woods, I think left skate, and missed the net well to the left of Reynolds. But Freeman with a really bad turnover that could have led to a Rampage goal at the other end. The Outlaws are called for offside. But yeah, Elijah Freeman looked right at William Haynes and gave the puck to him. .453 to go in the first. Still 1-0 Outlaws. Draw is on the dot across from the Rampage bench. And it's deep in the Rampage zone. It's going to be picked up by Logan Wolf. I got to remember not to call him Kyle. I called Kyle Logan and Logan Kyle a lot on Thursday night. Here's Josh Wolf, left wing side of the Outlaw zone. A shot. Missed the net to the right of Reynolds. It actually hit the outside netting. Now the puck in the right circle. Logan Wood tried to clear it out. Held in by Kelvin McClendon. Now Harry Seegers at third. Fourth, backhanding it through the air from the end boards, and Dawson Reynolds gloves and hangs on to it to get the whistle. Caught it like a pitcher catching a soft pop-up. Draw to the right of Reynolds. One of the Rampage. Seegers passing out to the blue line. Oh, but Dylan Welch went to sit in front of the net. He whiffed on it. Now here's Malachi Hogan trying to set up Logan Wood at the other end, but he couldn't get his stick on it. Hopped over his stick deep down the slot. Here's Seegers bringing it back into the Outlaw zone. Taking a shot in the left wing. It would have gone over the net, but Reynolds gloves and hangs on just to be sure. 4:04 to go in the first. Still 2-1. Or sorry, still 1-0. Outlaws. Draw is going to be to the right of Reynolds. Puck out on the far boards. Clive Keeler backhands it over to Jackson McKnight, who brings it out. McKnight into the Rampage zone on the right wing side. Try to pass it, try to center it. Now it comes over to Clive Keeler, and his shot went over the net. Oh, no, actually, they're saying Wilson got a piece of it at the left-hand post, his left-hand post. Puck in the right wing corner. Here's McKnight trying to set up, I think, Josh Kuehn in front. Rampage cleared out. Gabby Ballinger couldn't keep it in the zone. Now it's on the left wing side of the Outlaws end. Picked up Josh Wolf. Around the back of the net. Comes out to the right wing side. Drops it down deep. Bob Cobb plays it up the far wall, but it's taken back by Wolf, and then he gives it right back to Cobb, who again tries to clear. Dylan Welch kicks it down the wall at the right point. Now he's got possession of it past the slot. Harry Seegers a shot. Stopped by Reynolds with her left leg pad. Just got the save. Just managed to kick out that left leg pad. Puck back in the Rampage zone. Here's Kyle Wolf, or Logan Wolf, excuse me. There I go again, calling Kyle Logan. Josh Wolf brings it out to center. Back in the Outlaw zone on the right wing side. Can't get around Jack Resty. Puck in the right wing corner. Comes to the right half wall, and a shot misses the net to the left of Reynolds from Nick Hansen. And Tucker Wilhelm with a blind backhanded pass towards the blue line. It was poked out to center. I think it was A.J. Malloy who poked that out in the end. Now here's Tucker Wilhelm bringing the puck back in the Outlaw zone on the right wing side, and he whiffs on a shot attempt just inside the top of the right circle. Malloy trying to clear, kept alive at the right point. Oh, and Hansen and Mark White were tangled up. And that draws a whistle. They were tangled up and getting rough with one another. And they're both going to be sent to the box. Roughing minors against each, so it'll stay 5-on-5. Minute 57 to go in the first, still 1-0. Outlaws. Draw is going to be to the left of Reynolds. Rampage win the draw, but it ends up going all the way through center back into the Rampage zone. Brennan Tellez will track it down. Tellez tried to pass it ahead, but it misses everybody and goes for an icing. Draw is going to be to the left of Jackson Wilson. It's going to be to the left or right? It's going to be to the left. One by the Outlaws, Camden Miles. Fires the puck into the left wing corner. Malloy trying to drop it down. Now there's Elijah Freeman. Trying to hand it off. Freeman goes down. That allows the Rampage to bring it out. Now it's back in the Outlaw zone on the right wing side. Benjamin Kelly pokes it into the right wing corner. It's picked up by Tucker Wilhelm. Passed up to the right point. And a shot blocked. A shot from Corey Abernathy blocked. And the puck's taken and carried out to center by Camden Miles. Now he's on the left wing side of the Rampage zone. Got Elijah Freeman going to the front of the net. And he flicked it on goal. It took a deflection. And Jackson Wilson stops and covers with a right leg pad. As we've entered the final minute of the first, 57.9 seconds to go. Outlaws still up 1-0. Draws to Wilson's right. Puck out in front of the Rampage net. They clear it away, but it's still in the zone. Malachi Hogan unable to keep it on his stick. That's out on the far side. And Rampage couldn't clear it out. It was held into the blue line by Hogan. Now the Rampage get it out, clear it out. 30 seconds left in the first. Here's William Haynes back into the Outlaw zone, shooting in the slot, missed the net well to the right of Reynolds. Now it's out on the far side. Now James Daniel carries it to center. Daniel, left wing side of the Rampage zone. Trying to back in it for Logan Wood. And redirects it right into the glove of Wilson, who hangs on for the whistle. 12.9 seconds to go in the first. Still 1-0 Outlaws. Draws to the right of Wilson. Won by the Rampage. They try and clear it out. Held into the left point. Dylan Poe. His shot blocked. And it's out at center. It's blocked by Eddie Mays. It goes out to center. It's back in the Outlaw zone. And time runs out on the first. An early goal from Josh Kuehn. 98 seconds in. Has the Outlaws up 1-0 on the Rampage at the end of one. Ready to go with the start of the second period. Jackson Wilson still in goal for the Rampage. Dawson Reynolds still in goal for the Outlaws. For this second period, Rampage will carry the puck from my left to right. Outlaws from my right to left. Draw one to the Rampage to start the period. I got the puck inside their zone, and Clive Keeler picked up the loose puck on the far boards, but it's cleared out. It's going to be an icing just 14 seconds into the second. I think that was William Haynes who did the icing. Draw's going to be to Wilson's left. Draw one by the Outlaws. Shot from the right point blocked. Comes right back to James Daniel, who starts moving down the right wing, gets off a shot from the bottom of the right circle that's deflected into the netting above the glass. So James Daniel had a shot block, came right back to him, and he started racing down the right wing, cutting towards the inside. Somebody had to deflect that shot out. Draw to the left of Wilson again. Tell you what, the Outlaws, they win the draw, and Josh Kuehn with a little backhander right into Wilson's glove. Kuehn with the only goal of the game so far. Draw to the left of Wilson again. And one of the Outlaws, but Dylan Poe, it's zipped right by him and out. Now there's Cooper Fiesel, right wing side of the Outlaws zone, getting knocked down by James Daniel. Now there's Josh Kuehn at center. Back into the Rampage zone on the left wing side. Knocked into the boards. Here's Jackson McKnight in the left wing corner. Gives it away to Eddie Mays. Puck goes out to center. Daniel picks it up, sends it back the other way. Clive Keeler flicks it back into the Rampage zone, catches up to it. Below the goal line, comes out to the left wing side. Pass out to the blue line, James Daniel. Getting loose in the slot, a shot stopped by Wilson. Rebound right circle from Jackson McKnight, stopped by Wilson as well. Wilson with a blocker pad save on McKnight after the leg pad save on Daniel. Puck out on the far boards. And, Cooper Fiesel's clearing attempt, intercepted and held in the zone by Josh Kuehn, who then has it taken away. And then Fiesel's able to clear it out in his second attempt. Puck brought back into the Rampage zone and a shot blocked. That shot coming from Chaffin Baggett, the former Father Ryan player. And at the other end, a shot from the left wing circle of the Outlaw zone, stopped and held on to by Reynolds. That was Eddie Mays. Rare shot on goal for the Rampage in this game so far. According to the board, they're down 11-6, although I think they've shorted the Outlaws a couple. And I think a couple by the Rampage weren't really shots on goal. 12-12 left in the second, still 1-0 Outlaws. Draw was to the left of Reynolds, one by the Rampage, and a shot attempt missed to his left. Puck goes all the way back down deep into the Rampage zone. It deflected off of Anna Markova on its way down, so icing waved off. And puck pinballed off some skates and stayed in the Rampage zone for a moment. They were eventually able to get it out. Now here's Harry Seegers, the fourth, back into the Outlaw zone, and a shot through the skates of Bob Cobb had to be turned away. It came on goal, had to be turned away by Reynolds. Now the puck back in the Rampage zone as Nick Hansen pokes it away from Anna Markova and then knocks her down. Hansen and Mark White were still sitting in the penalty box when this second period started because they each had 3 seconds left, 3 seconds or so left on their coincidentals. And they both came out on that first whistle 14 seconds in. Puck in the Outlaw zone. Put out in front, but it's picked up by Elijah Freeman. Handed over to Dalton Alejandro. Alejandro inside the Rampage zone, but it's poked off his stick on the back check by Nick Hansen. Now it's behind the net. Brennan Tellez firing it up the far side to Harry Seegers at center. Seegers back in the Outlaw zone on the left wing, taking a shot. Missed the net. Puck out on the far boards. Hansen dropping it behind the net. Gabby Ballinger goes to pick it up, trying to clear it out. It's held in the zone, but Josh Wolf decides to retreat to center. Passes over to the far side for Cody Jones, who's now inside his own zone. Back across to Wolf. Wolf sends it ahead to Tucker Wilhelm. Wilhelm inside the Outlaw zone, and it knocked away. But here's a chance and a shot stopped by Reynolds. And then the rebound covered up. Corey Abernathy suddenly had that puck. He got off a shot that was stopped by Reynolds. I think Josh Wolf had the rebound try. No. I think it was Wilhelm who had the rebound try. And then Reynolds went down, and Josh Wolf fell on top of him. 10-13 to go in the second. Still 1-0 Outlaws. Rampage trying to pick things up here. The Outlaws have been really good at suppressing their possessions. Draw to the right of Reynolds. One by the Outlaws. They try and get it around the wall to the near side. Corey Abernathy holds it into the right point. His shot slowed up by an Outlaw stick and then cleared. And now here's Dalton Alejandro, left wing side of the Rampage zone, in front of backhander, score! Alejandro caught up to the puck inside the Rampage zone, carried it right to the front of the net. Went from post to post, right hand post to left hand, posted backhanded it in. And it's 2-0 Outlaws with 9:56 to go in the second. So the Outlaws up 2-0. Rampage win the draw. Left wing side of the Outlaw zone. Eddie Mays had it knocked away from him and actually came on goal. And Dawson Reynolds didn't knock it away. Now back the other way comes Alejandro. Back in the Rampage zone. A shot just grazed off the right leg pad, I think, of Wilson. Yeah, they put the shot up on the board. Now here's Eddie Mays. Falling to one knee, trying to exit the zone. Passes ahead to William Haynes. Haynes, right wing side of the Outlaw zone. Shot blocked. Puck goes into the right wing corner. Oh, and then he got tripped. He got tripped from behind by Jack Resty, who's going to go to the box. Haynes was trying to move back out towards the blue line. He got tripped from behind by Jack Resty. So Rampage getting their first power play of the game, down 2-0 with 9:18 to go in the second. Draw is going to be to the left of Dawson Reynolds. Rampage win the draw. Dylan Welch on the left wing side, backing up towards the boards, passing out to the blue line. Center point, Eddie Mays tried to pass it down the right wing. That deflected off the stick of Elijah Wood and allowed Benjamin Kelly to intercept that pass and clear it down ice. Here's Mays in the left wing corner. Takes a bump from Elijah Freeman, who now has the puck. Freeman puts it in front for Anna Markova, but she couldn't settle it down to get a shot. And it's covered up by Wilson. Anna Markova was all alone in front, but the puck wouldn't settle for her to get a shot. And eventually she took a shot that was nowhere near the net. Wilson stopped and covered. 89 seconds left on the power play for the Rampage. 8:48 left in the second. Still 2-0 Outlaws. Draw one of the Outlaws. Here's James Daniel. Shot in the right point and just missed the net. Just missed it to the right of Wilson. Puck cleared out by Cooper Fiesel. But here's Elijah Freeman picking it back up at center, bringing it back in, but he has it taken away by Fiesel. Fiesel behind his own net. Has to leave it for Eddie Mays. Mays, who gets away from Freeman, who tried to poke it away. Mays through center. Back into the Outlaw zone on the right wing. Around the back of the net. Comes out to the left wing side. Drops it up top to the left point. Fiesel back down the left wing boards to Mays. Under a minute left. Well under a minute left on the power play for the Rampage. Fiesel left point. Passes across to Josh Wolf, right point. And his shot takes a deflection. Oh, but it comes over to Kelvin McClendon. And his shot right in front of the net. Stopped by Reynolds. Puck out in front, another shot. Gloved and held on to by Reynolds. That was from Dylan Welch. 33 seconds left in the power play. 7:51 left in the second. Still 2-0 Outlaws. Draws to the right of Reynolds. Rampage with it. Logan Wolf, right point. Ooh, having a bit of trouble hanging on to it. Keeps it in his stick, drops it down deep. Under 20 seconds left in the power play for the Rampage as the Outlaws clear it down ice. Wilson behind his own net, leaves it for Tellez. Tellez passing up the far side to Haynes, and it knocked off his stick by Keeler. Here's Tucker Wilhelm. Losing the puck as he goes right to the Outlaw blue line. Penalty time against the Outlaws up the back at even strength, and a shot from out high. I think it was Tellez. Had to be turned away by Reynolds. Outlaws clear the puck out of their zone. Here's Clive Keeler back into the Rampage zone on the left wing side. And it knocked away by Logan Wolf. Clearing attempt held in by Ben Kelly, but it went off his stick. Came to Tucker Wilhelm. Rampage able to get it out on the second attempt, but it's taken back at center by the Outlaws. Here is Mark White. in the Rampage zone to the net. A shot stopped by Wilson. And then the rebound is pushed wide to the left. Puck put out in front, intercepted by Camden Miles, and his shot stopped. Wilson down in the crease. Harry Seegers tried to clear it out, but Miles intercepted in the slot. And his shot took a deflection and went over the net. Wilson back on his skates. 6:43 to go in the second. Still 2-0 Outlaws. Drawing the dot in front of the Outlaw bench. Won by the Rampage. Tucker Wilhelm brings it into the Outlaw zone. Oh, and then Logan Wolf falls over, knocking the puck towards the inboards, and then Gabby Bellinger fell on top of him. Now back the other way comes Chaffin Baggett, and his shot just above the top of the left circle, gloved and held on to by Wilson. Draw is going to be to the right of Wilson. Draw one with a Rampage. They try and clear. Bob Cobb kept it alive at the left point, but he gives it away. Now here's Kelvin McClendon inside the Outlaw zone on the left wing. Try to back in it to the front of the net. It was intercepted. Puck out on the far boards and cleared out by the Outlaws. And it's going to be an icing. 5:57 to go in the second. Still 2-0 Outlaws. Draw is going to be to the right of Reynolds. Draw one with a Rampage, and Logan Wolf shot from the left-hand side of the net, turned away by Reynolds. Oh, but they can't keep the puck in the zone. Back the other way comes Baggett, right wing side of the Rampage zone. Over the puck got away from him, but just missed the net to the right of Wilson. Now Baggett trying to put it out in front, and picked up by Nick Hansen. He'll bring it to center. Hansen into the Outlaw zone on the left wing side. A shot turned away by Reynolds. Here's Hansen, shot in the right circle. Deflected over the net by Reynolds. It's a 2-0 lead for the Outlaws with Dawson Reynolds in net. 2 of their 3 wins have been 2-0 victories with Dawson Reynolds in goal. The game against Indy a couple months ago and the game against Ravenwood last month. Rampage come up with a puck. Now it's at the end boards behind the net again. Trying to put it out in front. Outlaws intercept, and they'll clear it down ice. Oh, but this is on goal. Wilson will stop it. It pretty much died out by the time it got to him, and he nudges it over to Brendan Tellez. Here's Eddie Mays. Carrying it to center. Trying to chip it ahead to Mason Matthews. Up. Can't hang on to the puck. Here's Jackson McKnight the other way. McKnight back into the Rampage zone on the right wing side. A shot deflected past the net. Catches back up to it, puts it in front. Oh, Clive Keeler, a shot. Stopped by Wilson, who was laying out. Was laying out with his skates in the net. He actually kicked the net loose. Makes a big save on Clive Keeler with a great chance in front. 4:15 left in the second. Still 2-0 Outlaws. Outlaws hang on and win this game. They'll leapfrog the Rampage and go back into the top 8. Puck comes to the Rampage net off the draw. Had to be knocked away by Wilson. Now behind the net, Clive Keeler. Now here's Jackson McKnight. Behind the net. Turns it over. Eddie Mays trying to clear it out. Is held in at the right point. It's out at center. Josh Kuehn handing it off. Clive Keeler back inside the Rampage zone. Drops it back in the left circle. Jackson McKnight, a shot off the right leg pad of Wilson. Now back the other way comes Tucker Wilhelm. Wilhelm back in the Outlaw zone. Could not get around the back checking James Daniel. Matthews trying to put the puck in front. Got knocked down. And it's brought out to center by the Outlaws again. Clive Keeler inside the Rampage zone on the right wing, and it poked away by Logan Wolf. Puck comes back to center and one-timed right back into the Rampage zone from center by James Daniel, and that is an icing. 3:09 to go in the second. Still 2-0 Outlaws. Draw is going to be to the right of Reynolds. Big battle for the puck right at the left point of the Outlaw zone. Puck squirts out to center. Here's Dylan Welch. Passing it to the far side, Logan Wolf. Goes back across to Welch. Welch slaps it up the near side to center. Kelvin McClendon now with it right wing side of the Outlaw zone. Pass the slot. Henry Seeger's one-timer safe. And then the rebound try. He caught up to it. And his rebound try was stopped by Reynolds as well. Here's Logan Wolf behind the net, giving it away. And the Outlaws clear it through center. Back into the Rampage zone. It's going to slow down enough for Logan Wood to get to it. Wood puts it in front. Came to Miles. One-timer stopped by Wilson. And then he scores on the rebound try. Miles got off one shot that Wilson stopped with a left leg pad. Then he picked up the rebound and was able to slide it in anyway. And it is 3-0 Outlaws with 2:14 to go in the second. Draw one by the Outlaws. Elijah Freeman, left wing side of the Rampage zone, trying to tap it up the boards. Tucker Wilhelm tried to clear, could not. Here's Freeman. Couldn't put it on his forehand to get off a shot. Here's William Haynes. Now Tucker Wilhelm back inside the Outlaw zone, shot over the net. Puck put out in front, intercepted. Anna Markova brings it out. Taken back by Cody Jones. Now back the other way, come the Rampage, and a shot from the left wing boards, gloved and held onto by Reynolds. That shot coming from William Haynes. .136, 96 seconds left in the second. Still 3-0 Outlaws. Draw to the right of Reynolds. Oh, and the puck to the slot, and a shot stopped and covered up by Reynolds. I think that was William Haynes again. Draw is going to be to his right once more. Draw one by the Rampage. Cody Jones shot in the left point. Bounces past the net to the right of Reynolds. Puck comes up to the right point and held in by Corey Abernathy. Pass down the right wing side. Here's Eddie Mays trying to go to the slot, and his shot blocked. Puck comes out to the blue line. It's poked away from Cody Jones. And now here's Elijah Freeman. Right wing side of the Rampage zone. A shot. Oh, just hit the outside of the post to the left of Wilson. We're inside the final minute of the second. Cody Jones will grab the loose puck, pass it ahead to Eddie Mays. Mays out at center. Back into the Outlaw zone. Taking a shot in the slot, stopped by Reynolds, and he'll cover. 44.8 seconds left in the second. Still 3-0 Outlaws. Draw is going to be to Reynolds' left. Draw one by the Outlaws, taken away with a Rampage. Trying to get the puck up to the right point for Nick Hansen. Now Jackson McKnight with it, carrying it around the back of the net. 30 seconds left in the period. Sent up the far side. It misses. Clive Keeler is going to catch up to it inside the Rampage zone, right near the goal line. Try to carry it around to the left wing side. Had it poked away. The puck was loose. Now here is McKnight. And it knocked off his stick. Josh Kuehn. Backhanding it up to the left point. Bob Cobb taking a shot. Oh, redirected in. Oh, the net was dislodged. Oh, the net was dislodged. It doesn't count because it was a beautiful redirect by Jackson McKnight. He was standing to the right of the net with Wilson out of position enough for him to redirect it in, but it didn't count because it was dislodged. The net was dislodged. Draw to the right of Wilson with 6.3 seconds left in the period. Won by the Outlaws. Knocked out to center, and that is going to be it for the second. Dalton Alejandro and Camden Miles were the goals for the Outlaws, who now have a 3-0 lead over the Rampage after 2. Ready to go with the start of the third and final period. Dawson Reynolds still in goal for the Outlaws. Jackson Wilson still in goal for the Rampage. For this third period, Outlaws will carry the puck from my left to right. Rampage from my right to left as the third period is underway. Puck deep in the Rampage zone. And they'll bring it out. And they give it away at center. Dalton Alejandro passing it to the far side. Camden Miles drops it back up the far boards, but it's intercepted and sent back the other way by Josh Wolf. Puck sent around the boards to the near side. Eddie Mays has it, and then takes a bump from James Daniel and coughs it up. Here's Daniel giving it away to Mays behind the net. Mays now out on the left wing, pushed into the boards by Daniel. Shakes loose, but then he couldn't get around Alejandro trying to go to the front of the net. Here's Dalton Alejandro to center. Back into the Rampage zone on the left wing side, taking a shot, stopped by Wilson with a left leg pad. Eddie Mays to center, back into the Outlaw zone. Past the slot, Tucker Wilhelm trying to go to the front of the net, but he lost it to Dylan Poe. Puck out at center. Wilhelm gives it away to Alejandro. Now here is Welch. Puck back in the Outlaw zone on the right wing boards. We get a whistle. And we get an interference call. And it looks like it's going to be against Dalton Alejandro. So interference against Alejandro. I think he knocked a Rampage player's stick out of their hand. I think that's what they called him for. So Rampage back to the power play, down 3-0 with 12:36 to go. Draw is going to be to the left of Dawson Reynolds. Draw one by the Rampage. Here's Eddie Mays passing it down the right wing. And they go to the slot, and Kelvin McClendon one-times it past the net to the left of Reynolds. Here's Mays at the right point, holding it in, trying to pass it down the right wing. Comes to Fiesel, back up top to Mays. Mays, long-range shot over the net. Oh, but then the puck came out to the right-hand side of the net. Josh Wolf couldn't tuck it in. Here's Fiesel in the slot, a shot blocked. James Daniel is going to carry it to center. Got Markova going with him. Daniel in the Rampage zone, gets to the front of the net. Oh, stopped by Wilson, I think. Or did he miss it? They say Wilson saved it. They put it up on the board as a shot on goal. What a nifty save by Wilson, stretching out the left leg pad to close out that daylight at the left-hand post. Here's McClendon from out high. His shot at the skates, I think, of Markova. Puck goes into the right wing corner. Here's McClendon behind the net. Under a minute left in the power play for the Rampage. Mays, McClendon, moving out towards the blue line. McClendon, shot takes a deflection, goes past the net. Here's Josh Wolf. Passing it in the right wing corner for Fiesel. Try to put it in front for McClendon. It went off of Ben Kelly, who was laying on the ice. Sent back down the wall by McClendon. Behind the net is picked up by Daniels. Tried to clear it out, held into the left point by Eddie Mays, who spins away from Markova, then gets knocked down by Daniel. Here's Josh Wolf. 25 seconds left in the power play. Here's Wolf with a shot in the top of the right circle. Stopped and held on to by Reynolds. 21 seconds left in the power play. 10:57 to go in the game. Still 3-0. Outlaws. Draw to the left of Reynolds. And the draw is won by the Rampage, but taken away by the Outlaws. Puck in the Rampage zone on the far boards. Oh, but we get a whistle offside. Offside against the Outlaws. Draw is going to be on the dot across from the Rampage bench. Win by the Outlaws. Here's Clive Keeler inside the Rampage zone. Trying to go to the front of the net. Could not get around his back checker. That was Brennan Tellez. Penalty time against the Outlaws is up. They're back at even strength. Here's Mark White. Spinning away from a hit attempt by Kyle Wolf at center. Bringing the puck back into the Rampage zone. Puck out on the far side. Picked up by Clive Keeler. Backhands it over to Mark White. Right circle. White, a shot. Stopped and held on to by Wilson at his left-hand post. 10:08 to go. Still 3-0 Outlaws. Draw me to Wilson's left. It's won by the Outlaws. And taken by the Rampage. Everything comes to the slot, and a one-timer from A.J. Maloya to be stopped and held on to by Wilson. Draw me to the left of Wilson again. Rampage with it. Brennan Tellez brings it to center. Back into the Outlaw zone on the left wing side. Try to send it to the front of the net. It's out in front. Outlaws having trouble trying to find it. Kicked ahead by A.J. Malloy. Chaffin Baggett drops it into open space. Puck goes out to center. Tellez had to wait for Harry Seegers to get back on side because it went right back on top of the blue line. Now it's back in the Outlaws zone, but then kicked out immediately by A.J. Malloy. Now it's back in on the right wing side by Kelvin McClendon. McClendon carrying it down around the back of the net. Out to the left wing side, passes up to the blue line. Nick Hansen back to McClendon. Moving into the left circle. McClendon trying to pass it off to Harry Seegers. Bob Cobb stepped in front of him, and Mark White flips the puck out to center. And the puck ends up deflecting, I think. Did it go into the Rampage bench, or did it deflect off something on the bench? I think it went into the Rampage bench. 8:44 to go in the game. Still 3-0 Outlaws. Happened as both sides were making changes. Draw is going to be on the dot right in front of the Rampage bench. Ref and the linesman debating where the faceoff should be. The linesman says it should be to the left of Wilson, and it will be. Draw one by the Rampage. They clear it out. Picked up by the Outlaws at center. Oh, Josh Kuehn whiffs on the pass attempt, and then the second try gets it back in the zone, but it's cleared out by Cody Jones. Here's Tucker Wilhelm having the puck knocked away by Jackson McKnight. Now McKnight with space, racing into the Rampage zone down the right wing. McKnight to the front of the net, a backhander, score! McKnight was denied a goal very late in the second because the net had become dislodged, but he gets it here, carries it right to the front of the net, goes from left-hand post to right-hand post, backhands it in, and it's 4-0 Outlaws with 8:17 to go. And they're making a statement when it comes to the race for that last Predators Cup spot. Here's Clive Keeler trying to get it back to Kuehn. Now it's behind the net. Jackson McKnight. Passed out to the blue line. Jack Resty sending it back to the front of the net. Takes deflection. Went off of Wilson. McKnight again. And the puck brought out to center by Tucker Wilhelm. Wilhelm back into the Outlaw zone. Drops it back. Eddie Mays' shot misses the net from the top of the right circle. Keeler going back the other way. Keeler back into the Rampage zone to the front of the net. A shot. Stopped and held onto, gloved and held onto by Wilson. 7:31 to go, still 4-0 Outlaws. Draws to the left of Wilson. Won by the Rampage. Kelvin McClendon at center. Had the puck knocked away, he gathers it back in. Drops it back in his own zone, but has to catch up to it because Dylan Welch was making his way to the exit. And then a pass across goes off the stick of Logan Wolf into the Rampage bench. So the draw is going to be inside the Rampage zone to the left of Wilson. Rampage win it, bring it into the Outlaw zone. It's in the right wing corner. Dylan Poe's going to get to it. Tried to whip it up the far boards, but he didn't push it hard enough. Now the puck comes out in front. Camden Miles with it. Backhands it off the near kick plate. Here's Logan Wood back the other way. Passing across to the left wing. Dalton Alejandro in the Rampage zone in front. Couldn't get the shot away. Now he turns around and shoots from the right circle off the right leg pad of Wilson. Here's James Daniel back inside his own zone. Backhanding it up the far boards, but it's intercepted right at the right half wall by Dylan Welch, who whiffs on a shot attempt, keeps the puck with him, puts it out in front, intercepted by Alejandro. Alejandro carries to center. Back into the Rampage zone, Logan Wood on the left wing. Out towards the blue line, backhands it down the left wing, but it's intercepted and carried to center. And then a pass attempt by Kyle Wolf hit a skate, came right back to Alejandro. Now here's Logan Wood with a shot from the bottom of the right circle, turned away by Wilson. Harry Seegers at center. James Daniels slapping it the other way. Here's Dalton Alejandro, left wing side of the Rampage zone again. Trying to go to the front of the net, a backhander stopped by Wilson. Dylan Welch to center it, poked off his stick. Alejandro again, back in the Rampage zone. Had a man on him. Rampage cleared out. Here's Josh Wolf, left wing side of the Outlaws zone. Had the puck chopped away, and now here's James Daniel back the other way. James Daniel into the Rampage zone on the right wing side, getting off a shot. I think it may have gone off the blocker of Wilson. Yes, it did. They put the shot up on the board. Puck out at center, dumped right back in by Dylan Poe. And a Rampage player, I think, was tripped exiting the zone. Nope, they're going to call interference. They're going to call it against Elijah Freeman. So Freeman will go off for interference. 4:57 to go. Rampage down 4-0 back to the power play. Kind of surprised they don't burn the timeout here. Draw is going to be inside the Outlaw zone to the left of Dawson Reynolds. Rampage win the draw. Dylan Welch shot in the right circle, turned away by Reynolds. Here's Josh Wolf. Backing out towards the blue line, and he tried to pass it down the left wing, went off the stick of Camden Miles, and out of play. Nice catch, dude. Draw to the right of Reynolds. Won by the Rampage. Here's Josh Wolf. Oh, whiffing on a shot attempt to the blue line. Clive Keeler gets the puck away from him. Now it's back in the Rampage zone, picked up by Eddie Mays. Passing ahead to Kelvin McClendon at center. McClendon back into the Outlaw zone, drops it back. Cooper Fiesel shot off the blocker of Reynolds. Here's Josh Wolf trying to go to the slot. Gabby Ballinger trying to get the puck off of him. And Camden Miles is going to carry it to center and fire it deep into the Rampage zone. Eddie Mays pushed off the puck by Clive Keeler, trying to put it out in front for Camden Miles. Couldn't get his stick on it. Now here's Kelvin McClendon, passing it up the near side. Minute left in the power play for the Rampage. Eddie Mays, left wing side of the Outlaw zone. Oh, he tried to get around Gabby Ballinger, lost the puck. A.J. Malloy clears. Puck is behind the Rampage net, and Jackson Wilson had to play it, send it around to the near side boards to his left. And now here's Kelvin McClendon with space through center into the Outlaws on the right wing side. A shot off the glove of Reynolds. Didn't know where the rebound was. Oh, and then a rebound try, a follow-up try from Tucker Wilhelm, stopped and covered up by Reynolds. 27 seconds to go in the power play, 3:25 to go in the game. Still 4-0 Outlaws. Draw to the left of Reynolds. Draw one by the Rampage. Here's Harry Seegers. Shot in the right circle, misses the net. Chaffin Baggett trying to clear. Josh Wolf holds it in. It's Kyle Wolf. Passes it down the left wing to Wilhelm. Try to go to the slot and Haynes. Here's Seegers. Passing up to the right point. Logan Wolf across to Wilhelm. One-timer left circle. Turned away by Reynolds. Penalty time against the Outlaws is up. They're back at even strength. William Haynes passing out to the blue line. Held in by Kyle Wolf. Carrying it down the right wing. Around the back of the net. Comes out to the left wing. Back in and past this middle of the ice. Intercepted and cleared by Chaffin Baggett. Logan Wolf will track it down inside the Rampage zone, but Logan Wood comes up on him and gets the puck off. But Logan Wolf able to take it back. Now A.J. Malloy at center. Logan Wood sends it back into the Rampage zone in the right wing corner. He was just behind the red line, but they let it go because Chaffin Baggett could have played it. Now here's Baggett left wing side of the Rampage zone, giving the puck away to William Haynes. Haynes passing ahead off the skates of Tucker Wilhelm. Kyle Wolf sends it back into the Outlaws zone. Puck out in front. Oh, William Haynes trying to redirect it to the crease. And Reynolds able to cover finally. 1:46 to go. Still 4-0 Outlaws. I don't think they're going to pull Jackson Wilson because they can't get anything to go in. The Rampage can't. They need a goal to go in. Draw one by the Rampage. Puck is behind the net. Picked up by the Outlaws, and now here's Jackson McKnight going to center, passing it to Josh Kuehn. Kuehn left wing side of the Rampage zone, puts it behind the net. McKnight put it out in front for Kuehn, and his little one-timer gloved and held on to by Wilson. Draw to Wilson's left. One by the Outlaws. Shot from James Daniels. Stopped. Rebound. Oh! It's in. Josh Kuehn scores. I thought Wilson had saved it. He did not. Josh Kuehn bangs in the rebound. And it is 5-0 Outlaws with 81 seconds to go. That is Kuehn's second goal of the game. Draw one by the Outlaws. Mark White, left wing side of the Rampage zone. A shot stopped and held on to by Wilson. Draw to Wilson's right. Rampage win it, try and clear, held into the left point. Comes to the slot, Anna Markova. Couldn't get the shot off. We're inside the final minute of the game now. Here's Alejandro. Carrying it out left circle. Shot stopped and held on to by Wilson. 51.1 seconds to go. 5-0 Outlaws. So the Outlaws are going to go to 4-3-1 and go into 8th place by a point over the Rampage. Draw to the right of Wilson again. One by the Outlaws. Here is Dalton Alejandro. Coming around to the right wing side out towards the blue line. Tried to pass it down, intercepted William Haynes. Haynes to center. Haynes into the Outlaw zone, and it poked away. Oh, and then given away in front. Eddie Mays, a shot stopped by Reynolds. James Daniel backhanded it towards the front of his own net. Eddie Mays with the interception. Shot went off the right leg pad of Reynolds, and he covers. 29.7 seconds to go. Strawby to the right of Reynolds again. Outlaws win the draw. Eddie Mays trying to keep it in the zone. He does. Backhands it down to the inboards. Here is William Haynes behind the net. Got bumped off the puck. Nick Hansen right point with a one-timer that's blocked. Mays with it. Now Hansen with a shot. Oh, tried to pass it over to the bottom left circle, and Wilhelm couldn't get a stick on it. Out of the blue line, Tellez down to Wilhelm. One-timer stopped by Reynolds. Rebound cleared away from the net. That's it. The Outlaws win 5-0 and jump into 8th place. As they beat the Rampage. Terrific win for Chris Deming and the Outlaws. So Dawson Reynolds with a 28 save shutout. The goals for the Outlaws, 2 from Josh Kuehn, and the other goals came from Dalton Alejandro, Camden Miles, and Jackson McKnight. And the player of the game is going to be Josh Kuehn with 2 goals. Normally I'd give it to the goalie, but the Outlaws were so dominant. I'm going to give it to Josh Kuehn for having 2 goals in this one. So he's our player of the game. Although Dawson Reynolds definitely deserves a mention because as the Rampage picked things up, he became harder and harder to beat. All right, so the Outlaws beat the Rampage 5-0. That's it for this game. Coming up at 7 p.m., pregame for Hendersonville and Father Ryan. We'll speak to you again then. Again, the final score here, the Tennessee Outlaws 5, the Rutherford Rampage 0. Hendersonville Father Ryan coverage starting at 7 o'clock.